Good morning. Have a seat up on your lift. Let's start today. Have a strap or something nearby. Not all of you will need it right away, but have it nearby. I have a chair. I have a couple blocks. You can use any kind of chair you want. This is a chair from our dining room. Actually, this one's a chair from Mateo's craft area. I lied. And I have a couple blocks. You can use books if you don't have blocks. And I just want to show you this. We'll start off with legs straight in Dandasana, up on a lift. For those, this one works better with a regular strap, but you can do it with a scarf. I'll show you both. I'll be right back. This is for those of you with knee problems. So Joan, this is what I want you to do, and anyone else who feels that something's going on with their knee. I've taken the strap and I've doubled it over, so it doesn't have to be a loop. Strap, just double it. And then you twist it. Twist, 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 twist. All right, get a nice twist. And then you put this here in the bad knee. I know bad's not a nice way to say it. The knee that's causing you difficulty, okay? So from straight legs, you take that, and if you don't have a strap, you can still use a scarf, and you can twist that too. It's a little on the thick side, I think, so maybe I won't double it up. Yeah, that's a little bit better. So you can use that, and that's certainly fine. And then you pull that out to the side, so that creates some space in the knee. And then you can take your other leg and cross that over. You can try it. If that's beneficial for you, then use that. If you find no benefit, then you don't have to use it. And Joan, I'm interested if this does help at all. Of course, if sitting this way is impossible, hey, you got your chair. So again, so from Dandasana, if you don't need a strap or something underneath your knee, you don't use it. But from Dandasana, whichever leg you need to help, that you're going to use that first, if you have one. Otherwise, today you pick it. So you pull it out to the side. You take your twisted strap and you pull that out to the side. And then you take your other leg. You pull the knee out to the side, and then you take your foot, put it in under, and then find your set up here. If you have knee issues, often we're very specific about the feet, pushing them forward under the knee. Sometimes we'll focus on pulling them back, depending where we're going. I want you to find a place for your foot, if you're sitting cross-legged like this, which finds most comfort for your knee today. We have to play. Okay, well, what's it like if I pull this back? What's it like if I push this forward? What's it like if I go in between? What's it like if I push the heels out? Oh, my knee doesn't like that one so much. It's because of my hip, by the way. What happens if I turn the feet up? Oh, my knee likes that one better. And by the way, interestingly enough, I'm not sure I fully did it intentionally, but this is on my right knee because, and I'm not mirroring, this is my real right knee, not mirroring, because this is the knee that does give me issues, because this is the hip that gives me issues. Most knee problems are hip problems, so we have to go for the hip. Doesn't mean there aren't any knee problems, there of course are. But many come from the hip not being able to do what we would like it to do. So from here, we need to begin releasing the inner thighs. Release from the inner thighs to the inner knees. Draw from the inner thighs, upper inner thighs, back towards the abdomen, so that whole inner thigh is lengthening. Descend the flesh of the inner thighs. Releasing the groins also affects the hips. It does. And then draw from your outer knees to your outer hips and compact the hips together. And depending how you've chosen to position your feet, really pushing your heels out or the bottoms of your feet up, depends how that reflects into your hip. You can really notice a substantial difference in your hips depending how you choose to position your feet. So if you're pushing your heels out, a lot of that's already there. You just need to add. But with the feet up, I really need to work a lot harder, especially that right side. For me, what is it for you? Which side needs a little more care, a little more attention, a little more spreading of our awareness? And can you begin to work the sides differently to find a sense of evenness? Right? And for brand new people, we say, you know, work evenly on both sides because we're still learning the body. But no one here, at least in this live class, is brand new. Oh, and if someone watching this is brand new, work your sides evenly. But what we want to get to is a place where we actually work unevenly to find a sense of evenness. So which side needs more and which side is overworking? The intelligence side, often we just overwork because it can do it and we want to feel like we're doing and we're working and we're getting it. So we just work where we're able to. Resist that. Work less there so that you can find a sense of evenness. Now maintain this awareness in the leg. I don't want you to move your awareness. Hands are just resting lightly on your thighs. I don't want you to move the awareness. I want you to spread the awareness. I want you to lengthen now from your hips up through your armpits. Don't puff the bottom ribs forward. Keep the front bottom ribs moving towards the back body. The top of the buttocks moves down to create space for the ribs to come in. And while maintaining the lengthening of the inner thighs, the compacting of the outer hips, lengthen through the side ribs. For many, you'll find an immediate change to the quality of your breath. You don't need to force a change, but observe what changes are taking place. Of course, if you're doing those actions, there is a change to the breath. Now it's just a matter of whether we're paying attention. Can we notice the effects of our actions? Relax the shoulders down, relax the elbows down. And keeping the elbows where they are, bring your palms together by your chest. Touch your palms evenly, left to right, right to left. We don't need to press hard, but even. We're seeking a sense of evenness. And sometimes the stronger arm or the more intelligent arm will push more strongly. So can you find a sense of evenness? And as you touch the palms evenly, find a broadening between the shoulder blades and across the top of the back. Without forcing a deep breath, can you simply allow the breath to breathe you, but as you allow the breath to breathe you, can you ensure that it touches the front, back, sides of the body evenly? That nowhere is being missed. Gently let the eyelids close if you haven't closed them yet. Close the eyelids from top to bottom. Draw the eyes back and down to gaze at the heart. And continue to observe the breath breathing you, touching the front, back, sides of the body evenly. And let's chant the syllable Om 3 times together. Exhaling completely. Deep inhalation. Lifting your sternum towards the ceiling, lower your chin towards your heart. Release your hands onto your thighs with your palms up. With your eyes closed, raise your head, and from the back of your head, gently let your eyes open. Straighten your legs. Dandasana. Have your buttocks on your lift, thighs off of your lift, hands by your hips, feet together. If they go together. Not everyone's feet touch, that's fine. Toes up. And yes, for those that have been practicing, you can take that block, put it between your feet if you'd like, if the feet don't go together. Press your thighs down, not the knees, the thighs. So Joan, what you can also do here, I have a lot of yoga blankets, but this can be a towel too. If you feel you're pressing your knees down, this is for everybody, because a lot of people do this. I am talking to Joan because I know she has some knee issues going on. But you can take a rolled towel or blanket and place that underneath the knees so that you won't force them down. Anyone's welcome to do that. You know, if you have control, you don't have to. But if you have knee issues, it just stops your knees from going down. But something needs to go down, and you want to press your thighs down. You can use towels, blankets from the bed, anything to do that. Or even a pillow. Pillow can do that too. Lengthen the inner thigh. So from the inner thigh, extend out through the inner knee, through the inner heel, and from the inner thigh, draw back towards the lower abdomen. And draw from the outer knee to the outer hip and compact the hips together. Now keep the ribs in, top of the buttocks down. They go together. You need to take the top of the buttocks down to keep the ribs in. The abdomen draws back towards the spine. I'm not saying suck it in as hard as you can, but it does draw back. There's a drawing back. We're lengthening the groins, opening the groins, which has a great effect on how the hips work as well. Compact those hips together. Now gently press into the lift to lift the side ribs. I don't care if the arms get straight, and I don't want you to push the bottom ribs forward, especially those of you that are complaining about shoulder issues. Do not shove your front bottom ribs forward. You must draw them into the body so that you can get an opening ultimately in the armpit chest. If you throw the ribs forward, you don't open the armpit chest. If you draw the ribs back, there's a chance for this armpit chest to open. And spread your legs apart. Upavista Konasana. If you have knee issues, you can use now 2 towels. I probably should have had to get you 2 before. Or if you have a really long blanket, I guess I could figure this one out, but it might be too, yeah, this, it's too low. So if you have knee problems, then you get 2 of these, or you can put it under one knee, the more difficult knee, but otherwise 2 of them is nice. And then you have that sense of evenness. So if you need that, we'll be here for a minute. You can get your second towel, second blanket, or just don't press your knees down and press your thighs down. Another thing we talk about for knee people, and this is not, I don't necessarily have a hip knee class planned today, although this is very good for your hips. This is one of the most important poses for the hips. which then affects the knees. So first, knees up, toes up. So as you press the thighs down, and you have to use your mind for this one, push your shin bones up. Push your shin bones up as the thighs go down. And if that doesn't make sense to you and you have no knee problems, press the thighs down, lengthen the groins, inner thigh out through the inner knee through the inner heel, inner thigh out through the inner knee through the inner heel. From the tops of the thighs, draw back to the abdomen. Descend the flesh of the inner thighs. Draw from the outer knees to the outer hips. Compact the hips together. Move the femur bones into the hip socket and work unevenly to find a sense of evenness. Work differently on the two sides so that you can begin to seek a sense of evenness. Now we're going to work on our twists like we were doing the other day. So take your left hand on the inside of you, right hand behind you. If you can't reach the floor, you can always take a book or a block, push that on the floor in front of you, right? If you need that, that's fine. Lift and turn. Don't just lead with the head, but can you begin to wrap your ribs around? But keep lengthening the groins, and especially at that leg you're turning away from, draw the femur bone into the hip socket. And turn. Shoulders away from the ears. We turn from the bottom of the spine upward. If you begin to grimace, you're working too hard. Go to optimal, not necessarily maximum. Inhale, lift. Exhale, come to center. Hands by your hips. Right hand in between. Left hand behind you. Lift first. Rotate the upper arms out. That makes more space to turn. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn. Again, the head follows the torso, so chin in line with your sternum. You're not leading with the head. You're starting at the base. You're moving up one vertebrae at a time. On the inhalation, you lift. On the exhalation, you turn. Soft face, soft jaw. Inhale, lift. Exhale, come to center. Hands by your hips. One more time. Left hand in between, right hand behind you. Lift and turn from the base up. Now, if you want to go a little deeper, if you feel this is optimal, you stay here. If you want to go a little deeper, here's what I want you to do. I want you to begin to bend forward. We're not doing the forward bend version. Just lengthen the front of the torso and bend forward a little bit, and take your left hand on the outside of your leg. If you're very flexible, sure, you can reach your foot, but I'm not going for that one today. Bend forward, turn, and then lift yourself back upright. So now the hand is sliding on the outside of the leg. And that gave me a little bit more turn without making me feel like I am going up against the boundaries of what my body can handle. Let's do that again. Come to center. Left hand in the middle, right hand forward. And again, you can stay the upright version. You have to do what's right for you. Lift and turn upright. And then bend forward just a little bit, not the whole one, whatever is optimal for you. I'm not asking you to force the forward bend. Take your left hand on the outside of your leg, not your knee. So either your thigh or your calf. Turn. So that means the left ribs are coming forward, wrapping around, right ribs back. Turn, and then come back up while maintaining that turn. Shoulder bones away from your ears. Observe your pose. Exhale, come to center. Hands by your hips. Other side. Right hand in the middle, left hand behind you. Lift and turn. And then going forward, take the hand on the outside of your knee. I'm sorry, not the knee. Outside of your leg, either the calf or the hip. Turn, and then come back up. Maintain the turn as you come back up. Ensure that on that opposite leg, that right leg, you're drawing that outer knee to the outer hip. And notice what happens if you lose that and get it back, right? If I stop, I lose the twist. If I draw the outer knee to the outer hip, the twist is more evident. Maintain that lift. Exhale, come to center. We'll do that side one more time. Right hand in, left hand back. Lift and turn from the base towards the top of the spine. Then you can stay upright. That's fine. Or bend forward slightly. Take your hand on the outside of your leg. Turn while your torso is slightly bent forward. Turn, turn, turn. Right ribs wrap around, left ribs back. Maintain that turn. Inhale, come up. Observe your pose. Inhale, on your exhalation, come to center, hands by your hips. Even out the legs, thighs down, lengthen the groins, outer knees to outer hips. Make this now symmetrically. And then hold on the inside of the knees, lift straight up. Okay, so we're going into Baddha Konasana. So those without a knee problem, you just take your feet together. Here you are. Those with the knee, from here, you bring your feet up. They're still apart. There's still space behind this. This is where you take your strap again. Make that twist. Put it in there. And take that leg out to the side. Place the foot. And then draw your other leg next to it. Hands by your hips. Top of the buttocks down, ribs in. Press the heels. Lengthen from the inner thighs to the inner knees. From the top of the thighs back towards the abdomen. And if this doesn't work, if this is still too much for your knees, and I don't know if I can, I don't know which screen is Joan. But if this is too much for your knees, then you just do the wide version again. Just keep your legs out to the side. You can do that forever. Lengthen the groins, ascend the groins, compact the hips. Lift up through the side ribs. Release your shoulders. And then this is where we wanted the other strap. So you take this other strap, then around your foot. Reach down with your left hand, right hand behind you. Press your heels. Lift and turn. And if you have one around, if you don't have one around your knee, then take it around your foot. If you use your one strap around your knee, you don't have another one, just hold your ankle and that'll work as well. But I kind of like this version, being able to pull on the strap. Compact the hips as you turn from the base upward. Elbows out to the sides, shoulders down. On the inhalation, lift. On the exhalation, turn. If you begin to grimace, you're working too hard. And that doesn't mean you don't need to feel anything. You're welcome to feel appropriate sensation. But more is not always better. And it needs to be appropriate for you today. On your exhalation, come to center. Hands by your hips. Take a breath in the center. And then the other side. So take hold of your strap, or if you don't have it, you take hold of your ankle. The opposite hand goes behind you on the midline. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Notice I'm doing it slowly. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. I don't have to do it all in one turn, all in one breath. Take your time. Work with the pose. On the inhalation, lift. On the exhalation, turn. Discover what's optimal to you. Maybe you go past optimal. You can always come back. Observe your pose. Yoga is not all doing. You have to have the observational aspect of it. Maintain the lift. Exhale, come to center. Release the strap. Take your hands on the outside of your knees. Push them together. Hold behind one knee. Draw the flesh towards your buttocks. Drag your heel. Other leg. Draw the flesh towards the buttocks. Drag the heel. This is also very good for the knee. Hands by your hips. Dandasana. Press your thighs down. Lift up to the side ribs. Front ribs towards the back body. All right, let's come up to standing. You can put your props to the side for a moment. Come to the center of your mat into Tadasana. Balance evenly on the feet. So there are four corners of the feet. Tadasana can be taught different ways. So let's look at the four corners of the feet. The ball of the big toe, ball of the little toe, inner corner of the heel, outer corner of the heel. And can you balance evenly on those 8 points, 4 points on each foot? And let me be clear, the answer to that question, at least for everyone I've ever met, is no. But can you seek an evener balance on those 8 points? And you begin to get some of them and they're even, and then you try and get that one that's just a little not quite there, and then you go after that one, and you lose another one, you begin to wobble, and that's how it is. And yes, I see some of you with feet hip distance apart. It's fine to take this hip distance apart. That's totally fine. Press the thighs back, lengthen from the inner knee to the lower abdomen, take the flesh of the inner thighs back and draw from the outer knees to the outer hips, the work that we've just been doing. Compact the hips together, work unevenly to find a sense of evenness. Keep the front bottom ribs towards the back body, lengthen from your hips to your armpits again, work unevenly to find a sense of evenness. Drop your shoulders down, extend through your arms. Now, depending how your shoulders are today, how your arms are today, depends how far along you go with me on this. Take your arms out to the side, drop the shoulders down. Hold your arms up from your armpits. Those of you that are complaining about the neck, shoulders, hold your arms up from your armpits. Begin to grip the muscles of the biceps and triceps to the bone. And then grip the flesh of the upper arms to the muscle. The flesh squeezes the muscle squeezes the bone. Hold your arms up from your armpits. Now, from the center, sternum, from the center between the shoulder blades, extend out through the arms, the inner and outer arms. But as you extend out through the arms, just like we draw the outer knee to the outer hip, draw from the outer elbow to the shoulder. Move the shoulder bone into the shoulder socket. And then take your arms down. I was just giving your arms a little break. We're going back. Arms up. From the armpits, take them back down. Don't lift your hands. Your hands follow. Your hands will move, but I don't want you to lift your hands up. I want you to push from here, from the armpit, push the arm up. Yeah, and all of you who I saw had to do that much more slowly. Try that again. Take the arms down. From your armpit, push the arm up. The hand follows, but don't just raise the hand. Lift the arm. Some of you will notice that the shoulders are already dropped. Keep the shoulders dropped. Grip the bicep, tricep to the bone. Grip the skin to the muscle. Now rotate the upper arms up. From the armpit, rotate the upper arms up. You'll go as far as you can, and then the rest of the way you turn your wrists so the palms face the ceiling. Take your ribs back into the body because they just push forward. Don't lean the shoulders back. Ribs in, top of the buttocks down. Now maybe you take your arms up, maybe you don't. From your armpits, push your arms up. Fine to keep them out to the side. Shoulders down. Arms up. And if they're out to the side, you may want to turn the palms down or just come back down and practice pushing the arms up and coming back down. You can just push the arms up from the armpits, come back down, that's fine. Or we're here. Are you still balancing on the 8 points of your feet? 4 points of each foot. And then turn your hands out to the sides. Pause here. Pause halfway down. Are you holding them up from your armpits or your shoulders? And if you're holding them up from your shoulders, it's really your neck that's doing the work. And then come down. Move the shoulders down. Move the shoulders down. Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. Fingertips up by your chest. Bend your legs. Jump or step your feet apart. Take the wide stance, feet below your hands as your arms are extended. And notice, are you holding your arms up from your armpits or your shoulders? Are you holding your arms up from your armpits or your shoulders? Hold them up from your armpits, extend out to the sides. And then everyone take your hands on your hips. Don't throw your elbows back, right? When you throw your elbows back, for many of us, we just dump in the thighs and dump in the ribs. So I want these ribs back in the body. I want the thighs back and the elbows coming forward so that they're in line with your shoulders and out to the sides, right? If you have more flexibility, I'm not asking you to take them forward of your torso, but in line with the torso. Turn your left foot in, turn your right leg out. Take your front heel in line with your back arch. Take this back thigh back, turn the front thigh out, and lift the outer knees to the outer hips as you compact your hips together. So I'm taking the arms out of it for a moment so you can work the legs without worrying about how much your neck and shoulders are tight. So this is the legs. Really lift the outer knees to the outer hips. Now extend the arms. Hold them up from your armpits and extend out, or keep them on your hips, that's fine. Inhale. Exhale, come down. That arm does not need to go up. That can just stay on your hip. If you're having some shoulder issues or arm issues, you keep that on your hip. That's fine. And now begin to lengthen on the lower side of your torso. So from the right hip to the right armpit, lengthen as you turn the torso. Not a lot of weight on that bottom arm. Rotate the torso. Either look straight ahead or begin to look up. And then extend the left arm up and pull yourself up and out, or just pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet. If the arms are up, are you holding them up from your armpits or your shoulders? And then take your hands on your hips. Turn your left foot in, turn your right leg up. I'm sorry, right foot and left leg out, the other side. Front heel in line with your back arch. Take that back thigh back, turn the front thigh up. Lift the outer knees to outer hips, compact the hips together. Still that lengthening of the groin, so there's an opening in this pelvic area. Arms up, or keep them on your hips if you need to, that's fine. Keep pressing that back heel, inhale, exhale, come down. The arm goes up, but you can take it on your hip, that's fine. Actually, everyone, just take it on your hip for a moment. Turn that front thigh out, take the back thigh back, lift the outer knees to the outer hips and compact the hips together. Allow the head to go back as then you turn the torso. Take a breath here, observe. Notice if all the weight is on your hand. Don't. Then you're just falling. I want you to lift. Then you can turn the head up, extend the arm up if you'd like. If that's accessible to you today. And pull yourself up and up. Parallel your feet. Jump or step your feet together. One more time. Fingertips up, bend your legs, jump or step wide. First, notice how you're holding your arms up, shoulders or armpits, so that you can build muscle memory to hold them up from your armpits. And then, yes, take them on your hips. Left foot and right leg out. Front heel in line with your back arch. Take that back thigh back, turn the front thigh out, and lift from the outer knees to the outer hips. Compact the hips together. Now, just watch for a minute. You're going to lengthen one arm. Because as we come down, if you look as I come down, this side tends to collapse and this side gets longer. We need this lower side to stay longer. So going to lengthen the arm, and if you can't, then you'll just lengthen to reach out. But I don't want you to do this. So look at me. I'm showing you what not to do. I don't want you to rock this hip back. See that? I don't want you to rock the hip back. I want you to draw the outer knees to the outer hips. Keep those hips compact. Reach out still as much as you can. And then when you've gone as much as you can, just take that arm down, floating. Okay? So draw the outer knees to the outer hips. Compact the hips. Extend that right arm out. Without throwing the hip the opposite way, extend out. Extend out. And then when you have as much length as you can, then just take that hand down. No weight on it, or very little weight on it. And then continue to extend once you're down from the hip to the armpit. And maybe there's a little bit room to go down, but if you begin to collapse, and that's just it. That's it today, right? Because I want you to lengthen that side. This should not bother your knees. Rotate the torso now. Look up if that's accessible or forward. Lengthen from your lower hip to your armpit. And then extend your opposite arm up and pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet, hands on hips. Words make sense. If something's not making sense, now's the time to let me know. All right. Right foot and left leg out. Adjust here. Hands are on your hips. Right thigh back so that you can press the back heel. Turn the front thigh out as you press the ball of the big toe and lift from the outer knees to the outer hips. Compact those hips together. Really compact the hips together. When you compact the hips together, already there's a lifting of the torso. That's going to create more length on the sides. Now extend your left arm out. Remember, don't throw that front hip back. Keep that front hip where it is. Extend out. Extend. Extend from your hip to your armpit, out through your arm. From your hip to your armpit, out through your arm. When you feel you've come down as much as you can before collapsing, just let the hand go down. Not worried about how close to the floor you get. Lengthen a little bit more from the hip to the armpit if that's accessible to you. Try not to lean back. Try not to do a back bend. You are leaning back, but you're not throwing your torso back. Rotate the torso. You can look up if that's there for you. And then finish the pose, extend the arm up. And then pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet. Jump or step your feet together. I have a story in my head. It's saying we have to do that one more time. So let's do that one more time. Fingertips up. Bend your legs. Jump or step your feet apart. Notice, are your arms being held up by your shoulders or your armpits? Hold them up by your armpits. And then take your hands on your hips. Elbows wide. Keep those elbows wide. Right? Don't throw back. Don't just throw them back here. That's something different. But keep the ribs in and the elbows wide, because that's going to help widen both the front of the torso and the back of the torso. Left foot in, right leg out. Back thigh back, press the back heel, turn the front thigh out, lift the outer knees to the outer hips. So again, keep the left hand on your hip, extend the right arm out. Extend from your hip to your armpit. Keep that right hip, that front hip where it is. And extend it, come down, extend, 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 extend. As you come down, extend, extend, extend. There is a turn happening as you do that. And when you feel that you're just going to begin to collapse, well, there you go. Take your hand down. But don't just go, okay, I'm done, and put all your weight on your hand. It's still quite light. There's still that compacting of the hips. There's still the lifting up. There's a lightness here. Rotate the torso. And then finish the pose by extending the arm up. Or if your arm isn't ready to go up, do not do that. Pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet. Hands on hips. Take a breath. Right foot in, left leg out. Front heel in line with your back arch. Take this back thigh back. Press the back heel. Turn the front thigh out. Keep pressing the ball of the big toes. You turn the front thigh out. Lift the outer knees to the outer hips. Really compact those hips. Now, keep the right hand on your hip, extend the left arm. But keep the left hip where it is. And come down and extend 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 and extend. And there goes the hip. I have to put the hip back. Extend and extend and extend and extend. And at some point, you'll feel like you're going to collapse. That's it. Okay, take the hand down. But don't drop all your weight onto it. You should be able to just lift the hand up. It's just there guiding you. And lengthen more from your hip to your armpit as you turn. Turn the torso, I should say. And extend the arm up if you'd like. Finish the pose. Observe. And pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet. Jumper step your feet together. Tadasana, you're not between poses. Tadasana. So balance evenly on those 8 points, 4 points of each foot. Ball the big toe, ball the little toe, inner and outer corners of your heels. Thighs back. Lengthen the inner groins. Draw the outer knees to the outer hips. Compact the hips together. Fingertips up. Actually, wait, no, change my mind. I didn't change my mind. I have to be truthful. Satya, truthfulness. I forgot. Take a block. If you don't have a block, it's okay. You'll take your form on your shin. Otherwise, take a block either to one side of your mat, to the right side of your mat, and you'll move it, or 2 blocks, or a stack of books on each side, something. And then once you have that, come right back into Tadasana. Fingertips up, bend your legs, jumper step. Are you holding your arms up from your shoulders to your armpits? Take your hands on your hips. Turn your left foot in, turn your right leg out. Left foot in, right leg out. Take the back thigh back, turn the front thigh. Draw from your outer knees to your outer hips. Keep pressing the back heel, bend your leg into a right angle. Get this part first. We'll do this a couple times. Down and up. So this is Virabhadrasana 2 legs. Exhale, come down. Keep pressing the back heel. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come up. Now in this pose too, you just watch for a moment, right? So when we do this pose, we focus on the extension of the top side, right? I want you to focus on the extension of the bottom side. So here we go. We're going to bend the leg, extend the right arm out and reach, 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 reach. And then you take your hand down. If you don't have a block, yes, you can do this. One forearm on your thigh. And now you can set the block up wherever your hand goes. Maybe some of you are actually lower than you usually are. Now, final pose is on the floor. Now rotate the torso. And then just extend the arms straight up and pull yourself up and out. Parallel the feet, hands on the hips. Left foot in, right leg out. Front heel in line with back arch. Take the back thigh back, press the heel, turn the front thigh out, lift the outer knees to the outer hips. So let's just get some movement for a moment. Bend the leg. Oh, you know, I didn't say this to the other side. Knee problems. Joan, if this is too much on your knee, you take a block here. Can be against the wall. Still too much on your knee? You take a chair. Okay? Everything can be the same. It's the same pose, okay? So you can play with it, and you can feel free to unmute yourself and let me know what's going on, but I don't want you to hurt your knee there. So those are the different ways to do it. Foot on the floor, foot on the block, foot on the chair. Anybody's welcome to try those variations. All right? Here we go. Outer knees to outer hips. Press the back heel, bend the front leg. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come up. Here we go. Exhale, come down. Now extend the left arm out. Reach, 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 reach. Reach, 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 reach. Reach. And if the arm isn't extending, then extend from your hip to your armpit. Reach, 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 reach. Then take your hand down. And you're like, oh, there's the floor. Maybe I'll take a little block because I'm beginning to collapse. There we go. Feel that length there now. That's what I want you to have. Have weight on the front heel, not on the balls of the toes. And don't put all your weight on your arm. It should be quite light. And extend the arm up, pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet. Jump or step your feet together. Take a breath. Check in with yourself. One more time. Watch those blocks. It's fine to step your feet apart. You don't want to hit the blocks when you jump. So either step your feet apart or get the blocks out of your way. Fingertips up, bend your legs, jump or step. Hands on hips. Left foot in, right leg out. Front heel in line with your back arch. Take that back thigh back, turn the front thigh out, lift the outer knees to the outer hips. On your exhalation, bend the leg, come back up. Get some lubrication. This side too can be on the block or the chair as well. Bend the leg, come back up. Bend the leg, come back up. Now here we go. Bend the leg, weight is on the heel. Extend the arm. Really extend. So from your hip to your armpit, extend, extend, extend. But don't fall. Don't turn your torso down to do it. Keep your torso rotating towards the ceiling as you extend, extend, extend. If you begin to collapse, if you collapse, you can extend more. Don't do that. And then take your hand down. Rotate. Head back. Back thigh back helps rotate the torso. So take the back thigh back to rotate. Lengthen from your hip, front hip to your armpit. And to stop yourself from really putting too much weight on your hand, you can also use your fingertips. You're less likely to put all that weight on your fingertips. And now for those of you who have movement in that top arm, extend the arm up and extend over your ear and extend over your ear and extend both sides of the body. And then reach yourself up and out. Parallel your feet, hands on hips. Left foot in, right leg out. Front heel in line with your back arch. Take that back thigh back, turn the front thigh out. Lift the outer knees to the outer hips, compact the hips together. Bend the leg and come back up. Don't go into the ball of the big toe. Stay in the heel. Bend the leg, come back up. Bend the leg, come back up. Here we go. Bend the leg, press the back heel, extend the arm, reach, reach, reach. But don't collapse the torso. Don't collapse the torso. Reach, reach, reach. Turn the torso towards the ceiling as you reach, reach, reach. And then your fingertips on the floor or on your lift. Totally fine. Rotate the torso, head back. Keep that back thigh back to help rotate the torso, to help keep the head back. And then for those who have movement in that top arm, extend it up, rotate the arm, extend over your ear, extend both sides, not just the top side, but extend both sides now. And pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet. And jump or step your feet together. Move the blocks out of the way. Virabhadrasana 2, warrior pose 2. Fingertips up, bend your legs, jump or step your feet apart. Are you holding your arms up from your shoulders or your armpits? Drop the shoulders. Hold your arms up from your armpits. Turn your left foot in, turn your right leg out. Front heel in line with your back arch. Take that back thigh back, turn the front thigh out. Fine to take your hands on your hips if you need to. Press the back heel, reach to the back arm, bend the front leg. Lift the chest, drop the shoulders. Lift the chest, drop the shoulders. And pull back with your back arm, inhale, come up and out. Parallel your feet. Other side, right foot in, left leg out. Now, some of you move to holding your arms up with your shoulders. Armpits, armpits. Press the back heel, turn the front thigh, reach with your back arm, bend the front leg. Weight is on the front heel and the back heel. Lift the chest, drop the shoulders, hold the arms up from the armpits. Reach with the back arm, pull yourself up, parallel your feet, jump or step your feet together. All right. Let's do it one more time. I don't want you turning the torso. So fingertips up, bend your legs, jump or step your feet wide. Drop the shoulders, and everyone take your hands on your hips. Turn your left foot in, turn your right leg out. Take the back thigh back, turn the front thigh out. Press the back heel, press the ball of the big toe, and lift both outer knees to outer hips. Now turn the torso, keep the front thigh turning out and turn the torso so it's parallel to the wall in front of you and behind you, assuming you have a square room. So the navel is turning towards the back leg. Now take your elbows, not just back, although I have them back, but I want you to take them slightly forward so that you're broadening the front and back bodies. I know, I teach it with throwing your elbows back too, but for now, I want you to broaden across both the front and back sides of the body. So the elbows are slightly more forward. And then press the back heel, bend the front leg. And then come back up. And then bend the front leg. And then come back up. And then bend the front leg. Back thigh back. Weight on the front and back heel. Turn your belly button towards that back leg. Take the top of the buttocks down and the ribs in. Elbows are out to the sides. Broaden across the front and back bodies. And now extend the arms. They float up. Keep the shoulders down. Don't just lift the hands. And then reach through your back arm, straighten your leg, parallel your feet, hands on hips. And yes, you could turn the head and all that. But we have to get, before we just go for the head, we have to get everything else working. Right foot and left leg out. Right, so as soon as we even go here, we begin to turn the torso. So take that back thigh back and press the heel. That helps straighten out the torso. Of course, the front thigh then turns in, so turn the front thigh out without letting the back thigh fall forward. So back thigh back, front thigh out. Press the back heel, press the ball of the front big toe. Draw the outer knees to the outer hips. Bend the leg. Belly button towards the back leg. Down, inhale, come up. Take the belly button towards the back leg. Bend. Inhale, come up. Bend. Inhale, come up. One more time, bend. Now you're here. Now, don't just throw the elbows back, take them out to the side. So the back side goes back, belly button towards the back leg, but keep that knee back in line with your hip. Unless you have a hip replacement, then you work the hips differently. Elbows out to the sides, drop the shoulders, and let the arms float up. From the midline, front and back, extend out through the arms. Reach through your back arm, straighten your leg, parallel your feet, and jumper step your feet together. Tadasana. Step your feet hip distance apart. If your arms go up, extend them forward and up. Hold your elbows, otherwise you're just going to come into a forward bend, extend up. Exhale, come forward. If you can't take the arms up, then you take your hands on your hips and you extend the chest forward. And then if holding your elbows is possible, that's fine. Otherwise, you just take your fingers on the floor or you keep them on your hips. Take the hips forward and press the thighs back. Lengthen the groins. Lift the outer knees to the outer hips. Compact the hips together. Move the shoulders away from each other. Move the shoulder blades out towards the shoulders. Move the shoulders away from each other. And down towards the elbows. If you're holding your elbows, cross the forearms the opposite way. On each exhalation, take your chest towards your big toes, but the hips keep moving towards the ceiling. And let your arms go, fingertips on the floor for a moment. Extend the chest forward. Take your hands on hips, elbows up, extend the chest forward, press the thighs back. Come right back up into Tadasana. Find those 8 points of the feet. Balance evenly on those 8 points. Press the thighs back. Lengthen the groins. Draw the outer knees to the outer hips. Lift up through the siders without pushing these ribs forward. Extend the shoulders down, extend through the arms. And release. Let's lie back. So take a blanket for your head. Either a flat blanket like this, or a folded one, depending on the needs of your neck. And lie back. The blanket goes underneath your head and your neck, touching the tips of your shoulders and supporting your 7th cervical. Legs are bent with your feet on the floor, and take your arms comfortably out to the sides, either palms down or palms up, whatever brings more joy today. Now, if you have knee issues, you don't have to hug your knees in so tight. That's fine. You can have a little bit more space there. Bend your legs into your chest. And again, if you need more space, then you can take your calf, thigh at 90-degree angles. That's fine, okay? Or you can tuck them in, whatever's working for you today. Now press your shoulders down. We're going to turn to the right first, so especially press the right shoulder down, though both. But pressing that right shoulder blade down will keep the left one down, okay? Keep your thighs together. Now release the groins. You still want that length in the groins. That helps draw the abdomen in, which is going to make more space to turn. And draw the abdomen from the right to left as you take your knees, thighs together towards your right elbow. Press into the right shoulder blade to keep the left shoulder blade down. Keep the thighs together. Turn your abdomen from the right to the left as the knees go to the right. Push with your bottom leg. Inhale, come up. Take your feet on the floor. Square your hips and square your shoulders. Bend your legs back into your chest. Now press down through the left shoulder blade to keep the right shoulder blade down. Turn your abdomen from the left to right as your knees go to the left. Keep the thighs together so the bottom thigh pushes into the top thigh. The left shoulder blade pushes down to push into the right to keep the right shoulder blade down. Turn your abdomen from the left to the right as your knees go to the left. Push with the bottom leg. Inhale, come up. Take your feet on the floor, square your hips and square your shoulders. One more time, bend the legs into your chest. Press the right shoulder down, right shoulder blade down to keep the left shoulder blade down. Extend through both arms. Keep the thighs together. Turn your abdomen from the right to the left as the knees go to the right, as the legs go to the right. So abdomen, torso to the left, legs to the right. Now we've been working on lengthening the sides of the body. So from the left armpit to the left hip, lengthen. So take that left outer hip away from your left armpit. The abdomen still turns to the left though. Don't lose that action. Don't let the abdomen turn to the right. Abdomen turn to the left as the left hip moves away from your armpit. Keep the thighs together still. Push with your bottom leg. Inhale, come up. Place your feet on the floor, square your hips, square your shoulders. Take a breath. Legs back into your chest. Press the left shoulder blade down to keep the right shoulder blade down. Turn your abdomen from the left to the right as your knees now go to the left, hovering over your left elbow. So press the left shoulder blade down, keep the right shoulder blade down, extend through both arms. Turn your abdomen from the left towards the right as the knees go to the left. And take that right outer hip now away from your right shoulder. Right outer hip away from your right shoulder. Keep the thighs together. That means the bottom leg has to push into the top leg. Keep that outer right hip moving away from the right shoulder as the right shoulder stays down. The right shoulder stays down because you're pressing the left shoulder blade in. Push with the bottom leg. Inhale, come up. Take your feet on the floor, square your hips and square your shoulders. Bend your legs into your chest. Now hold around your shins or just hold nicely behind your knees. Give yourself an essence of a hug wherever your hands happen to be. And take a moment to say something kind to yourself. The purpose of yoga is to still the fluctuations of the mind so that you can bathe in your own true splendor. Sometimes we stop at that first part. I'm trying to still the fluctuations. And of course, that is often elusive. But can you remember the reason for that is so you can bathe in your own true splendor. So take a moment here to recognize your own true splendor, that you have a true splendor, that you are true splendor. And can you say something kind and loving to yourself? On your inhalation, take your feet to the floor. Scoop the flesh of your buttocks towards your heels. Straighten your legs one at a time. Now, if your lower back or anything is bothering you, then you can take pillows, blankets, fold them underneath your knees. Bolster works too, of course, if you have a bolster. Or, even better for lower back, is to take a chair and take your calves on the chair, still making sure that blanket then supports your head and neck. So those are the versions. You can be flat, you can have a lift underneath your knees, or you can take your calves on top of the chair and then find a comfortable place for your arms. If you're not sure what's right for you today, you can unmute yourself and ask me. And let go here. Can you give yourself permission to let go? And let go, we spoke about this some weeks ago. Someone had asked about it. Spoke about difficulty in letting go. The way we use the word let go, it sounds like an active verb. But it's really something quite different. Letting go means to stop doing and to accept what is. To be clear, it doesn't mean you have to like what is, although eventually you want to find a non-judgmental way to look at ourselves in the world. But it doesn't mean that there's not more that can be changed. It simply means for this moment, right here, right now, I'm going to stop doing. I'm going to stop trying to change things. I just spent an hour plus trying to move and change things. I'm not going to try and change things. I'm going to simply observe and begin to accept in a non-judgmental fashion what is here in this moment, what's here in my body, the pleasant and the unpleasant alike, the physical sensation, the emotional sensation, and I'm going to invite them all in, pleasant and unpleasant alike. I'm not turning on a doing, I'm turning off a resistance, lack of doing, a being nature. Let go everything, hold nothing. Surrender to the Mother Earth below you. Surrender to your breath. Let the breath breathe you. Open yourself to the possibilities of surrender. Open yourself up to the possibilities of surrender. Shavasana. Deepen the inhalation. Lengthen the exhalation. Deepen the inhalation. Lengthen the exhalation. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your nose. Bend your legs, place your feet on the floor, knees together, feet apart. Extend your right arm past your right ear, roll to the right. If the left is better for you, then roll to the left. When you feel ready, place your top hand on the floor in front of your heart. Turn your torso towards the floor first, push to come up. Come up chest first, head last. Come to a sitting position. It can be cross-legged on the floor. Cross your legs the opposite way you did before. Of course, you can sit in a chair. Bring your palms together. Draw your eyes back and down as you gently turn the corners of your lips up. Observing your practice. What's different? What's changed? And remember to take your yoga practice with you throughout the rest of your day with kindness and compassion. Kindness and compassion for others. Most importantly, kindness and compassion for yourself. Let's close our practice together by chanting one collective Om. Deep inhalation. Then you let your eyes open. Big smile. Namaste. Bow to the divine within you. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful day. If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself